The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning, and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way.
Oh, that kind of like just died off. Like it was like, we're done.
It's like every other recording.
Yeah, it drops right off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was into the song.
More of a fade, yeah.
Into the song. Anyway, hey guys, how's everybody doing? And welcome to the Whiskey Rebellion. I think you guys did a show last week. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, so I do apologize. But David, he took over and he did a fine job. But I did watch some of it.
Thank you.
So, but anyway, guys, how's everybody doing? And tonight's show, we're gonna do the our, one or two or three top three of 2022. All right, like our picks, like what we think really stole the show. Now, of course, we could pick up things like, I don't know, William LaRue. We could definitely say that. Or we could say Eagle Rare 17, Pappy Van Winkle, George C. Stagg, all of these things that are everybody's unicorns. Of course, they're fantastic. And if you haven't had it, they are awesome. They're going to win every year, right? I think we can all agree. They're probably going to win every year.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a different approach. We're going to take, what do we truly believe that could be like, I don't know, something that you can maybe possibly find, maybe you can't find it anymore. But what did you think is something really worthwhile this year for you guys? So that's what I think we're going to do tonight. If that sounds cool with you guys, what do you think?
I'm down.
I like it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, I don't care who goes first, but I am going to pour myself a drink since I'm sitting here.
Might as well. Right. We didn't come here to not drink.
Pretty much.
I can go first. First, I'll start off with what I'm drinking tonight, just because I still like to do that. Drinking 896. This is a rum from Barbados. It's aged 8 years, so to me, it's on the cusp of being too young for a rum, but it's palatable enough. It's not. There's nothing harsh or overtly negative about it. Mark, did I get this bottle from you? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think that was one.
Yeah, I think it's one of the ones I got from you. But I enjoy it. It's definitely a solid rum. It's a good pour, very easy to drink neat, and that's kind of my standard anyway. So enjoying that tonight. I definitely needed a damn drink after the day I had today, but we're not getting into that. For my first pick, and this will be almost a little too obvious, but it'll be the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. That was the most fantastic dog shampoo I ever got from Chuck. I opened that bottle on December 26th of last year, so it still counts within the year. It probably lasted 2 days. I was at the cabin. I just got engaged, as you guys know. I was celebrating and enjoying myself, drinking it with my brother. And so we got to enjoy a fine bottle together. I couldn't have done it better than that. Just very pleased with the taste. A lot of people liken it to like this toasted marshmallows, something you would have by a campfire kind of thing, and really just enjoy just the sweet and just kind of even taste of it. Loved it. Absolutely. So if you find it, pick it up.
I think that's a 94 proof. Is that correct there?
Yeah, it's 94.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's, man, I tell you what, and I was going to pick that as well, but I chose not to. I actually went a different route. But Gino, welcome to the show, man. What was your first pick, or the one your first pick of this year that you really felt like won?
It's a very tough choice. I've got three selected that I'll talk about tonight. I rate them all right there at the very top, and it was very tough to limit it to just that. But I'll go with this one here first. The company. I cannot find this local. I know some people that send dog shampoo and olive oil. So I was able to obtain, this is actually my second bottle.
Is that the one that's signed?
This is it is signed by the master distiller.
Yeah. So
this bottle will probably never go empty just because of that. But very enjoyable. It's light on the tongue, but it does have some follow-up heat, and the finish is really extraordinary because it leaves you with a lingering taste of like maple syrup.
Yep.
Not cloyingly sweet,
You do get the
but
maple. Yeah.
just that flavor there in the background is like, yeah, there it is.
That's a
Delicious stuff. Highly recommend it.
It is.
If you can find it, get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked up my the first bottle that I kept for myself yesterday, actually, and there's already a significant dent in it. But that's the way it goes.
That's funny. Hey, Chuck, what about you, man? Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thanks. Good seeing you as well, everyone. So tonight, my first choice is, I know this is going to be controversial because of last year's edition, but Remus Repeal number 6. I really enjoyed this one.
Is that one younger than 5?
Yeah, this one is, I believe this was an 11 year. Actually, no, it's a blend, of course. It has 2% 2008, 27% 2012, and these are all rise. 29% 2014, 17% 2012, and 25% 2014. Whereas the 5 was, of course, it was a blend, but it was older.
Yeah, and the
But
price
it's very,
the price,
very good.
And the price point went up on him this time.
It did. As much as we don't like to see that, it seems like everything has gone up at least. If you're looking at $100 bottle, you're looking at least $120 bottle now. It's jumped $20 at least.
Yep. Crazy market. Crazy. Marky Mark, BBC, man.
That's
How
a
you
good
doing?
question. I could answer better if I were home, but off the top of my head, right now.
That's right.
I
You're
would
traveling,
say-
so you're like,
It's hard to think of all the things that you've tried in a year,
and
to be like, what's the top 3 that I would
I
recommend?
got about 10, 30, 50, 100 bottles, so it's kind of hard to think. So right now I am sipping Pinhook. This is the BBS, the Black Rep Society pick. This is a fucking damn good pick, excuse the French. But I would probably go with, I agree with company. Top of the line, off my head, sorry, I can't even speak now. I would say I really enjoyed Red Line's Honey, which is another MGP. That is damn good. And a couple of picks. A few picks. All of the Rebel picks I've had in 2020 and 22 are all excellent. I mean, different places, but I've not had a bad Rebel pick yet that I didn't enjoy. So, for now, that'll be my choices. I will reserve the right to revisit, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going round robin, so we're going to go around, and each time we're going to
We each do one, as we go around.
All right, so
sorry,
that's okay.
No, it's all right.
It's okay. You can do.
You may
15.
revise or expound or whatever.
If you would, you didn't ask what time the show was this time, so that's partly my fault for not reaching out to you and telling you. So,
I saw the pop up.
All right, so for round 1, my pick. Now, this is not something you can get everywhere. I chose the Bardstown Collaborative. This is the 2022 series. It's 104 proof. It's not cheap. I'll be honest with you. It's a little bit higher one on the cost. But when I got it, it was, because it was at Costco's, it was much cheaper than you're going to find it in any secondary, of course, or even most retail places here in the state of Tennessee. I love the Collaborative series. And this one right here specifically, this is straight bourbon whiskey finished in plantation rum barrels, which makes sense because you can definitely get that sweet, almost like, I hate to even use this term, but almost like a Dr. Pepper finish on the back end. But the fortunate thing is it has a little bit of heat, but and it's good. It's very good. It's by far one of the best picks I've had this year. And I definitely love it. So that was my number 1. And I would pick, I mean, you guys know I'm a Bardstown junkie. So I'm really, their Fusion series this year was fantastic. It was the best series of Fusion they've ever done, in my opinion. And then the Discovery series was, I was torn between that, The Prisoner. I had them all, and I was like, all right, which one of you guys is going to make it? And I'm like, and I even have the master distillery blend as well that comes only from the distillery, and it's great. But I think the collaborative series is my favorite of all of them so far.
Very nice. Very good.
Well, if you like the collaborative series, then you should look forward to the next one, which should be dropping end of March.
Are you sure? I think I'm going to have that because I'm going to a Bardstown pairing with with chef meals up in February, and I think I know that's on the menu is the collaborative series. So I wonder if I'm gonna get the opportunity to have it before it's out in the market.
It's possible because that'll be the Foursquare.
Yeah.
Blend.
Yep. Fantastic. All right, Mr. Pours.
Yes. And look at that. Billy's on. What's up, guys?
What up, Billy?
What's up, Billy?
Yeah. Billy, good to see you on here. I know you're busy working tonight, so or have been anyway. So you keep on keeping on. But it's good to see you on here. Before I go into my second one, I just want to say it's kind of storming pretty bad here. I actually lost power briefly earlier, so if I just disappear, like that's what happened. But I was going to say for my second one, instead of whiskey, I'm gonna kick over to rum, and I'm gonna go with the Navy Yard Privateer, which is Navy Yard's barrel proof rum. Clocks in around, I think there's some slight variation, but the one I have is 115 proof. You'll get a lot. It's not a super sweet rum, which can be a nice variation for people who get a little bit sick of like the cloyingly sweet rums. You'll get a like very front with just kind of spice and pepper, kind of a hit on it. Good solid finish. It's a great pour. I really enjoy it. But you'll feel every bit of that 115 proof on that one, or at least I have, which is also a desirable thing in a lot of situations. So that's gonna be my number two.
So I like the Navy Yard as well. Question for you, because like one of the things, the reason why I like it is because it has a lot of. It's almost like Mount Gay. It's not heavily sweet. I'm not even sure if that's a word.
It has like a lot of bourbon-esque qualities.
Yes,
to it. It
yes.
really does.
Like you can definitely pick out bourbon type notes.
Yeah.
And I was curious if you knew, like, are they aging at any period of time and reclaimed bourbon barrels or what?
Not as far as I know, but I would have to go back and research. I don't have the bottle in front of me right now or anything like that. All I know is that it is their barrel proof. So it's coming straight out. But other than that, I'm not really sure. I don't really think so. But again, I don't know. And it may be some of the the higher proof and the heat that lends to it kind of cuts through some of what otherwise would be a sweeter rum. I don't really know.
All right. Well, Gino.
Yeah, you stole a little bit of my thunder for my second pick of 2022 was the Mount Gay XO.
Oh, you were talking to me. Well, I'm sorry.
This is their triple cask blend, the XO. Nice. This is finished in an American whiskey cask, then a bourbon cask, and then a cognac cask. And as you sample this, you can taste the different casks and the different finishes and what it brings together as a blended rum. It's not overly sweet. It doesn't have that cloying sweetness that some rums can have, where added sugar to it to hop up the proof. This comes in at a very low 80 proof, so it doesn't have that taste of the added sugar, but you can pick out the caramels and stuff from the bourbon. You can pick out the flavors that the cognac barrels imparted to it. I mean, it's unique. As far as you want to delve into the rum world, and I reached out to you guys because I was interested. You guys had talked about it, and you'd mentioned this one several times, along with a few others that I tried. And you're gonna delve into the rum world. I recommend Mount Gay XO.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, the
100%.
the Malgay is by far definitely bourbon drinkers. Bourbon drinkers that may want to dabble a little bit. It's an easy transition, and it is so good, and it's worth I think it's like $50. I don't even know if that's how much it costs, but it's around there, right?
So it's around there.
I think low 50s. You can
40,
get it
$50 bucks right around there.
But I can tell you this, and this may get some backlash from a lot of people. But the Zacapa XO nowhere is close on the palette for me of flavor that I like, flavor profile that I like, than the Malgay. Malgay is freaking fantastic.
Yep.
Chuck, I'm sorry.
I was just going to cut in with it. I need to try Zacapa again because I genuinely did not care for it.
I have it at my house. I still have it.
It's been probably a few years at this point.
Yeah, and it's the same bottle. I've had it forever. I just can't bring myself to hammer it down because I think it's too sweet.
Well, there you go.
Make some barbecue sauce with it.
I don't want to do that because it's an expensive bottle.
If you're not going to drink it, what good's it going to do you then? Put it to use.
Save it for when people come over they might like Zacapa.
No.
Hey, okay.
All right, Chucky Chuck.
All right. So as far as the second bottle goes, and following with the theme of nothing extravagant and nothing unobtainable, I'm going to go with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A122.
You went with the A series.
Yeah, and the reason why, and I've had all three, but I really enjoyed the A122. It gave me basically a creamy cherry vanilla at the beginning, followed by like a Danish butter cookie. Those cookies that you would get in the tin at Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's all I can come up with.
This is how he gets me like food horny for like when he starts describing all these flavors. You're like, oh my god, that's so damn good. Go on, continue.
It coats
I'm
inside
gonna
you.
have to turn my camera off for a minute, guys.
Yeah, it has that sugar. Well, some of them have in that round tin, of course, have that sugar on top, and it just rolls down the side of your mouth and underneath it, your tongue. Basically, it transitions to a really nice oak, and then a salted caramel is what I got out of that. It was like a sea salt, and it was a burst of it. It was weird, but it was good, especially followed up by that cookie. And white pepper, the whole time you're enjoying this, white pepper's dancing around. And on the finish, I got like a butter brickle.
I don't even know what a butter brickle is.
It's like a toffee.
Okay.
Hard toffee.
I was today's years old and I heard that term for the first time.
Yeah. And it's basically a buttery toffee candy.
And the classic.
Oh yeah, slurp slurp. Thank you, John Baker. So it's basically the finish just goes on and on and on, and you get that nice hug. It was just a really pleasant bottle to drink, and I went through one of them. I guess it was back in February, very quickly, and I was lucky enough to get 2 or 3, and it was that good. Will I say it's my number one favorite of the year? No, but it was very good.
Cool. I dig it. Mark, do you have any more you want to throw out there? I mean, you did blow your load earlier. I didn't know if you were.
All right.
You got around to
so I'm going to go to another pick. I apologize, but this was damn good. This was Elijah Craig, Private Barrel.
Yes.
Sunshine Liquors in Palm Harbor, Tampa. 141 proof.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't know how the hell they were able to get so much flavor at 141 proof, but they did it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And because the proof is so high, I can't just sit and drink the shit. My kid is.
What was the age statement on it? Like 10 years?
I want to say 8, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm going off the top of my head right now. So
all right.
I think 8, could be 10. But yeah, that's a damn good pour. I don't know how they were able to keep flavor that high, because typically when you get that high, it hits the tongue and just evaporates.
Right.
So that was a damn good one.
I'm surprised no one said Coy Hill yet. Really
You
am. No, I mean, well, I don't personally like it, but I'm just saying I'm surprised the rest of you guys.
Well, I guess you have to acquire that one first in order to, or to at least get a taste of it. And
Right.
I'm guessing not many of us were able to.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
I like the Coy Hill, but I've never tried to do a side by side. But this matter of fact, I got both at the same time out of Tampa, and this Elijah Craig, taste wise to me, just blows it out the water. But again, I haven't done a side by side. So
Right. Cool.
yeah.
All right. So for me, so my second pick of the night is we've been doing a lot of talking about Elijah Craig, and I also picked Elijah Craig. And this is actually the private select that David sent me was up there, and it came close, but I decided to go with C922, which is the barrel proof.
Mm-hmm.
And this is fantastic. It's 124.8 proof. I love the smell of honeysuckles, and I truly believe that's what you get off the nose. All right, I think that's just a great smell. I love it. On the and I'll be honest with you, when you drink it neat, it's only 124.8. I know I say it's only, but we just got through talking about 141 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's hot. It's real hot off the initial and through the sliding back on the side of the tongue. But what I like about it is it has that almost like a candy apple, vanilla, warm butter taste.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so, or like finish, I should say. And that's what I like about it. And so, which are like a lot of things I like. So that's kind of where I place it. And so for me this year, that was a great pick that they did, or a great barrel, the barrel proof that they did on that, the batch C922. All right.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, David.
All right, my last one is, this is kind of like, I think I'm cheating a little bit with this, but I'm gonna list two actually, but they're both Redwood Empire. I kind of had to go to this. I think company I was thinking initially, but Gino already beat me to that one. Everyone loves the company. But I'm gonna say either Lost Monarch or Emerald Giant by Redwood Empire. Emerald Giant, if you are a rye drinker and you know you like rye, and I'm going to say Lost Monarch if you don't think you like rye, because it is a blend of rye and straight whiskey, which is one of the things that I like about it, because I get to introduce it to people who say, I tried a rye once, it was too harsh, I didn't really like it. And I go, hey, try this. And they go, holy shit. And I've had that experience more than once. So for that reason alone, as like kind of like a bridge into like getting people to appreciate rye a little bit more, I would say that is probably my top one. But if you really just love rye, go ahead and get the Emerald Giant. It's a great rye. So that's gonna be my third.
Yeah, I second that, Dave. That's good stuff.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. Hockey's on, and
Squirrel.
Well, it's not just that. It's our rookie, like next generational type of player, Astor. I can't even say his last name, Astor Scroff or something like that. It's probably completely wrong. Anyway, he's in net tonight as a rookie goaltender. Ascroft. He just came through the thing where I could see it back up. So there you go. But anyway, he's supposed to be like everybody wants him. He's a great player. I've been playing well in the AHL, and so they called him up to play tonight. Like, just give him a chance. And anyway, I was looking at the game. I'm sorry, so I apologize. Gino, you were next.
It's all good. It's all good. I understand. It's on the screen up over here, but different game.
Yeah.
The last one I'm going to speak about tonight is one that I did not think I would have the opportunity to try. And it's Uncle Nearest Rye.
Mm.
And I fell in love with Uncle Nearest's products. The 1856, their 100 proof, is one of my favorite bourbons. I always have that on the shelf. Chuck was able to get a bottle of this, and I read his review, and it was like, Oh man, yeah. Yeah. And I got lucky. The store where I get my regular Uncle Nearest, they had some of this on the shelf. I bought the last bottle they had on the shelf, and this is excellent, excellent juice. I would put it above, the Redwood Empire that I do enjoy. A lot of the other ryes that I've had. Yeah, this would probably be the top rye in my book. So yeah, if you can find it, this is damn well worth the price point. It's an excellent rye. And
Very nice. Yeah, it's nice. I think in order of operations, that my next two bottles I'm trying to acquire, the Florida County 18 and then the Uncle Nearest rye.
Yeah,
those are like, I've got those like bulletined in my brain. Like, get those two next.
Yeah.
All right,
Chuck, I think you're up, sir.
All right, for my next one, I'm going to go with Stellan, the black label, the Equinox blend. And what I got out of that one, that was a really fantastic pour, along with the rye. The rye was really good as well.
The rye is the green one, right?
Yes. And that was the Fibonacci blend. I think I may have butchered the name up, but the Equinox was incredible. Not to discount the Fibonacci at all, but that was very good as well. But that one had a lot of caramel, vanilla on the nose. And now I'm dating myself here. I don't even know if this candy still exists, but the those malted balls, or like the round.
Yes.
Like Whoppers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoppers.
Yes. Whoppers.
Yeah. I think they're still around.
I haven't had one of those in forever. But that's funny.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation twice in the last 30 days about the Whoppers.
Yeah. Home of the Whopper.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I get a lot of spice on that one as well on the nose, like baking spices. And then on the palate, I get like an oak right up front, tobacco, and of course toffee. And it's of course the taste is very spicy on that one, but in a good way. It's not overpowering. And on the finish, you get like a really nice mellow spice, some like a burnt oak maybe, with a little bit of leather, a little marshmallow, and it's a little drying at the very end. And then that spice just continues on and on. But it's a really good pour overall. I really put a big dent in that bottle, and I had to put it away because it's so hard to find now. Well, you can't even find that one.
Very cool. Well, I guess I would ask Marky Mark, but he apparently.
Are you going to rejoin us, sir? Or are you fishing for bottles in the back there?
Who are you talking to?
Mark?
No, I'm here. I'm cooking.
Oh, okay.
long.
He's hungry, damn it.
He's always hungry.
Yeah, I am. I'm cooking. So let's see. Since we're talking ryes, I will throw in another pick. Apologize for the picks. This one, I know I sent Billy one of these. I think I sent Billy. It was a Dad's Hat. It was a Pigtails, which is a speakeasy in Phoenix. Their pick of the Dad's Hat rye, which is a maple barrel rye.
I've never had Dad's Hat. Never in my life.
Excellent.
Really?
It sounds so damn good.
I'll see what I can do about that.
Yeah, if not, Chuck, if not, let me know. I think they still had a couple left, so if not, I'll grab them for you. Excellent bottle.
Yeah, I've just never had it. I don't know why I've never picked it up.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I mean, I'm a dad and I have a hat.
I've got a bunch of hats.
I'll see what I can find because that's fairly regular stuff around this area.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, so for my last one, I went with the Penelope Toasted Barrel Strength, and this is a 1.6. I'm sorry, got my glasses on, but a 114 proof. This is batch 2201, so this was made a year ago. And It's a 4-year-old bourbon, and it is fantastic. And I absolutely love the marshmallow taste that that has. Now I will tell you, it's a little bit hotter than like the Elijah Craig. You can actually tell the bite on it, which is something I actually adore. But the Elijah Craig is fantastic, but it's not as long. Like one of the Elijah Craig has a long finish, in my opinion, and it's almost like an oily finish, to where you can taste that marshmallow all the way in the back of your mouth, right? And the Penelope, it has that bite, marshmallow, and then a finish off a bite, and then it's like dry. It's gone.
So like a short finish then with
it?
Yeah.
Very short finish. Very short finish, in my opinion. Also, I meant to say on the price points, like barrel proof is supposed to be around, I don't know, $79, $80. It's not currently right now in Tennessee at that price. Penelope is supposed to be around $69, $79, somewhere in there. Sometimes you can find it at that price point if you do buy every time. The Bardstown Collaborative, because it's a special series, it's supposed to be somewhere around 150. If you find it at Costco's, it's going to be at 150. If you find it anywhere else, it's going to be like $250, $300, because that's just how it is here in Tennessee. So if you can get it at Costco's, you're going to get it at retail. Sometimes I drive by Costco.
Costco's where it's at, just generally speaking.
I stopped by Costco's.
You guys.
I stopped by Costco's a few days prior to Christmas. I was like, this place is crazy, but I'm going to go inside and just look in the bourbon world. And I walked in real quick, and they didn't have any. I mean, they did. They had some of the Bardstown finishes, but I already had them all, so I didn't choose to buy any of those. But I was looking for, I'll be honest with you, I was looking for, they generally have a lot of the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. And so I was going to see if I can pick up one of those or a toasted or something like that. I only have one toasted left. So, milking it. So.
Toasteds are solid. I think it about rounds it out.
Yeah.
Guys, we acted like professionals for like 30 minutes. I'm really impressed with us.
Holy hell.
Well, I did have that.
So what do we do now? What kind of fucking shenanigans?
How about we do one more?
We could do one more.
Yeah.
I could bring up. Actually, I have two right here that I could do that are in my office that I find to be fantastic. If y'all want to, I'm totally.
Yeah, let's do another one.
I can do one more.
Hold on, so I'll
I'm
stop
trying to
my
remember
camera
the specifics of it. But I'm thinking of the Starward. Is it a sherry cask? I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Bad television to run out of here to go get the bottle, but I want to say it was a sherry cask. It was just really damn enjoyable. I remember that kind of leaving a good. I think I brought that over to your place once, Jody. I think I picked it up.
Yeah. We had it on the show.
Spring Hills. Yeah, that's right. So we got to enjoy that together. And one of the things that's notable is, I like to try different things and, broaden my horizons and all that stuff. And this is actually, it's actually made in Australia. And so that's kind of significant to find something that qualifies as like a good bourbon that's, not in the United States.
Well, it wouldn't be bourbon.
Well, technically, but whatever. It's a good ass whiskey. I'll just say that. So that's gonna be my number 4 / honorable mention.
Cool, I dig it. Gino, do you have an honorable mention or a number 4?
I would have to go with the Architect, Penelope Architect.
That's a good one. I agree with you.
And I don't know what Penelope is doing, but pretty much every one that I've picked up, I've enjoyed.
Well, they're MGP, I believe.
Yeah, but it's the spin they're putting on it. I'm enjoying what they're doing. I personally, I don't care if they're MGP.
I'm not knocking it. MGP is Remus as well. That's
like I said, just keep doing what they're doing. Every one of their expressions, I've thoroughly enjoyed. I love the toasted that you had earlier, that you were talking about earlier. I like the Architect. I don't think you can go wrong with that brand right now. The stuff that they're putting out is good juice.
I agree with you. They're doing great stuff, and I'm not saying You know, when you're talking about people using other people's juice, essentially, and I'm not saying they're not exclusively all MGP, because there are some people doing their own distillate and stuff of that nature. My point was to that is, like, for example, Copper Sky, the Veterans one, and I do have the Queens, but I haven't opened it, and I don't know if I'm going to. It's one of the bottles that I don't know, but Copper Sky, I have the Veterans blend. It's a bourbon. It's a straight whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey, and it's fantastic. Now, the bad thing for me is I can't get it all the time. I have to reach out to Mike and ask him if he will send me some dog shampoo. And
you guys still talk?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We talk all the time.
Cool.
Yeah. That's how I was able to get one of the Queen's bottles. I was like, look, dude, I don't live up there.
That's true.
But can you send it to me? He goes, man, for you, I'll send it to you. I'm like, cool. I appreciate it.
No, but I mean, comes in at 104 proof. You get fruit on the palate. It's kind of like I would say like a nice ripe apple that you get right off the bat. I mean, oakiness is there. You get the fruit on it. Oakiness comes on, a nice steady lingering, not overly lingering like the Elijah Craig, but the finish stays around just a little bit. Delicious. I mean, I enjoy it.
Very good. All right, Chuck, what about you? Honorable mention, or do you have a couple more? Because I do have two more over here that I'm going to pick.
I have this one here, Penelope Valencia. This is one of those, bottles that's really hard to find.
It is. That's a barrel strength, isn't it, as well?
This is from their Cooper series. It's a straight
strength?
bourbon.
Oh, okay.
And it's finished in Vino di Naranja casks. And basically, it's really, really a nicely finished bourbon. They're doing something right. I mean, the price is right for this stuff.
Yes, I agree.
And that's I think they're one of the best buys out there right now, right along there with Elijah Craig. That means the barrel proof, the toasted. And what I mean by that is if you can get it at the Elijah Craig barrel proof at $79, $89, and this one at $69 to $75 or $80, or even the Architect, same price. You're doing okay.
Yep.
But it seems like everything is just $100 anymore.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what you're getting, because a lot of these companies, and I know I'm going off on another tangent here this week, but a lot of these companies don't tell you much about their products. They're just squeezing out something between their cheeks and hoping for the best.
Through their cheeks. All right.
You really know how to paint a picture when you talk. I mean, I love this about you, Chuck.
I try.
Whether or not you're describing tasting
best.
notes or business practices.
So I know Mark's cooking. Do you have anything, or you want me to go ahead and? Oh, there he is.
No, I'm here. I'm listening. All right. Let's see. I would say. So the what is it? The Evan Williams 12-year 101. That's a damn good bottle. I was surprised. I first tried it in January or February of last year, and of course, I picked up two bottles I picked up in early December. Excellent.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'll have to do a show on butt chugging. Anyway, so for me,
I'll have to wait till Thanksgiving, okay?
So for me,
I like good times with butt cheek juice, in Chuck's words.
All right, so I've got two of them here that I'm going to do. For the price point, availability, and just overall, it's just a great tasting bourbon whiskey. And it's finished in toasted barrels, which gives it that marshmallow taste as well, is the Nulu. And this is 114 proof. You can find it. It's almost essentially anywhere here in the state of Tennessee, and it is fantastic. It is it could be, I don't know if that's a real term, but a daily drinker, it could be that. I mean, and that's a store pick too from Elixir. Wow. Okay. Well, there you have it.
Yep. I was going to say,
is that right? Elixir? Yeah.
I was gonna react to what John here said about liking good times of butt cheek juice. Good Times has always turned me off because of the price point. Anywhere I've seen it, I'm like, it just doesn't feel like it's worth it.
I'll be honest with you, Chuck turned me off to it because I really liked it at one point. I really did.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But yeah, just every time when I see it now, I'm like, it's just too damn much. Oh, here we go. Who we got?
What up, Gene?
Wesley? What wants to know what's up, Gene?
Wes Worrell. Yeah. How you doing, Wes?
Got some fans, man.
There you have it.
There you
All
go.
right, does Gino, do you or Dave, do y'all have another one?
To
I'm
keep
tapped.
going, hell, I mean,
I could go on and on and on. We can go right
I have
through
one.
my entire shelf, but nah, we'll go ahead. Skip to Chuck.
All right, so it looks like Chuck and I are going to be the last two on these.
you guys are gonna duel it out.
Recently, Mike Rowe came out with a new product.
Tell me the Dirty Jobs guy?
Yeah, Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs.
Yeah.
And many other shows on television. Nobel. He has two products out. This one is the Rickhouse Edition, straight Tennessee whiskey, aged in American oak and finished in French oak staves. Now, I haven't had the chance to try this one, but the other, the more inexpensive bottle that they have is around $55. This one is about $70.
Not terrible.
Very good. I went through that bottle probably in a month. In a month's time, it was that good. I was pretty impressed by it. I wasn't, expecting a whole lot out of it because it's tied to a, somebody that's, like
celebrity.
A celebrity. Yes, thank you. And I thought, okay, well, let me give this a whirl. Oh, you stop. And I thought I'd give it a whirl, and I did. And then I saw this one here, and I said, yeah, let me pick this up too. But that first bottle that I had was very, very good for the price point. Yeah, you can't beat it.
That's awesome. All right, so for my last one that I'm going to use as what I think 120 2022, and you're not going to find this. This is 10th year anniversary blend. It's the Founders from Chattanooga Whiskey, and you can see that I obviously like it.
A little bit.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
It's so good. I actually keep that one in my office for those hard to reach students. And I'm like, what we need to do is both of us just need to have a drink real fast, and then we'll come back to this. I'll get my crayons out and we'll talk, or I'll draw.
As long as you don't eat them.
No, I'm not a Marine.
Man. Harsh.
He's got
Mark,
the
you know what
zingers
I'm
tonight,
talking
man.
about. Mark, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
He's still muted, but he's
Well, see, it's kind of a military thing. Like they you always ask them what their favorite, like if you need
what their favorite color is.
No, their favorite tasting one is. And generally speaking, it's going to be green, brown, or black. Maybe some of them like the yellows, but they may be kind of dainty. So
I know a guy that likes the purple ones.
Also, maybe kind of dainty. But the ones that like the red will eat any of them at any given point. So those are the guys you got to watch out for. Those are the Lee Harvey Oswalds.
Oh my god!
Hey, if I didn't serve 22 years in the military and I can't talk about my brothers, or sisters, then it is what it is. So
that's hilarious. John said somebody found Wild Turkey Diamond Anniversary bottle for about $175, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, I
that's a
seen
good
that
deal.
too, and that is the Wild Turkey. That definitely the what's called the Master's Blend or whatever. I look for it every year. I never get it. I've never had it. I've never even tasted it. I've had Eagle Rare 17 numerous times. Loved it. Still life changing. But I've never had the Wild Turkey Master's Blend or Master's Distillery or whatever.
Master's Keep.
Master's Keep. That's what it is.
Yeah,
and I look for it every year, every single year. And
I'll keep an eye out. I've seen them before. It's been a while, but I've seen.
Well, if you see it,
Yeah.
Call me. I will Venmo you immediately.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Because that is one I've been looking for a very long time. And then you come over directly. Don't go back to work. Don't go help any people that are disabled or anything. Just get on over here.
Wow.
You know what? I give, for I try to be a little bit doting with my boss and also like get her more interested in bourbon and stuff like that. I got her a bottle of Long Branch for Christmas. And she enjoyed it immensely. So I feel like I could probably earn a little bit of grace.
Well, what did her boyfriend say? Because that was you told me the rest of that story.
I did. I will probably never know. But I can just imagine how much. And you guys remember this from a while, since we're live now. I might as well talk about this. So my current boss is dating my former boss, and it's like one of these office type relationships. And I don't neither here nor there. But I won a bottle of Long Branch off of him, I guess a little bit more than a year ago now, off of a bet because we thought it was a bet over whether or not someone we had scheduled was going to show up for their shift. And the guy was notoriously unreliable. So it was a real damn gamble. And I think I talked about it at the time here because I felt so fucking triumphant. This dude actually showed up for work, which saved me from having to work an additional 8 hours to the 16 I was already going to work that day. And he had to buy me this bottle, and like you could tell it burned him up. And I enjoyed that bottle so far. It was the best whiskey I've ever had or will ever have in my entire life. And I know it's just standard Long Branch. I will never taste anything better.
Well, Long Branch has got a unique taste because it has that mesquite finish.
And for what it's worth, one, I do genuinely love Long Branch, and two, she genuinely loved the bottle, and she thanked me for it. And we talked about flavor profiles and stuff like that, kind of get her excited about whiskey because that's just what you do when you're into it. You want to get other people into it. But yeah, at some point, this is going to be sitting on a shelf at her apartment or whatever, and the boyfriend, my former boss, is going to see it and be like, "Did David get you that?" Like, yes, the fuck I did. Yes, I did. Because I am that shitbird. Just so you know.
I hadn't heard that term in a long time.
Nice.
Anyway, what else you guys like to talk about? We finished our picks for the year.
Fortunately, she's never going to see this, and he won't either.
So how about for next week? We do our most disappointing list that we have for 2022.
We can definitely do that too.
Yep.
Hey, any Elvis fans?
Right.
Lisa Marie just died.
Oh,
did she die?
Oh man.
Yeah.
how old was
man.
she? I don't think she was that old.
50? Shit.
No,
55
she's older than
maybe?
50.
No,
She
she's
has-
older than that.
She has to be in her 70s.
Lisa Marie? No, she's not
Is
in her
she 60?
70s.
I don't think she's 60 yet, is she?
No,
I don't think she was that
she-
old. Wasn't she like making music in the 90s? Or
Yeah,
something?
Google that.
Or, like,
She's
early
not that
2000s?
old.
Not that you
Okay.
can't make music when you're a little bit older, but I kind of thought she was younger at the time. David wanted to know if you hadn't won it, would it still taste as good? Not nearly as much.
She was 54
there's
years
nothing
old, you're right.
sweeter. It's like that scene
Wow.
from Fight Club when he threatens the guy with the gun, and he's like, his breakfast is going to be better than anybody's breakfast ever in the world, or whatever. Like it was one of those kind of moments, like
She had a heart attack.
Jeez.
some shit.
Jeff Beck just the other day.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Okay.
had
Yeah, he did.
meningitis.
Yeah, he died of what's it called?
Jeff Beck had meningitis.
Meningitis. Yes, that is correct.
Wow.
That is what he had.
Meningitis is a weird ass disease.
And he was
It
70.
It kills like
He was
college
78.
freshmen.
He was 78, man, and yeah, I loved his music.
I was just so that Frank Fritz or whatever his name is that's on American Pickers.
Yeah.
He's not dead yet, but he's
got problems.
well, no, he's currently he had a stroke and he's unable to speak and talk and all that or even care for himself right now.
That's rough.
Yeah,
It was a
I've
massive
seen that.
stroke. So I was like, oh my God, that is crazy. But I knew he had some
He had some health
addictions.
issues. That's why he left the show.
Well, I thought he left the show because of addiction issues.
I thought it was health issues.
Both of them would be the same. It's almost like women's reproductive health. Same thing. That was it, David.
I know it was.
So,
let's go back to what you were saying, because I think I've had a squirrel moment now to talk about the idea for next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As far as like, since we've done our picks for this year,
our disappointments.
Well, let's do our disappointments for for last year.
Yeah.
And I say we stick with the theme of nothing extravagant.
No. Everyday bottles.
Just everyday bottles.
Honestly, I'll tell you one right now. Midwinter's Night Drum, Act 10.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, you've soured significantly on that one from what I can tell.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, number 10, Act 10 is, oh my God, bad.
Well, there you go.
But didn't High West just sell to didn't they just get acquired by another company? Am I wrong about? Because that's who makes the Midwinter Night Drum, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I thought. So I don't know, but I could tell you, and that's an expensive bottle too. Retail on it, I think it's what, 150, 160, something like that.
Yeah, about 150 now.
Yeah. So
it's been selling.
You better knock my damn socks off at that price point. And
it's been selling. Well, I can't say it's still around, but probably isn't. But between 125, say 130, and 300 is what it's been selling for. 175 seems to be what it's been going for. I believe that's even what the distillery gift shop sold it for. That along with the Encore.
I haven't had the Encore. I did have the Act 10, and I was like, nope. So, no, I like the Midwinter Nights Drum. I just think you have to be by a fire to really open up all the spices in it. That's just my opinion. But I would also say that that's true for me with many of the High West products. I like High West. It's a great distillery in my opinion. But the vast majority of their products, I feel like I need to be sitting by a fire so I can open up the flavor profile. What are you going to say, Gino?
I think they've lost their way.
That's possible too. I was wondering if you took one of, they make a little smoking kit, with a little glass globe and stuff that you could set your drink underneath.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I wonder if you could do that to it. Maybe open it up a little bit more.
I didn't think about that.
Didn't Rob try that once? He ordered like a smoked cocktail or something, and he spoke highly of it at the time. He was sitting in a bar somewhere.
I see a lot of people
got
doing
one of
it.
those smoked cocktails. He said he really enjoyed it.
My wife.
My initial take of that is like, that's just a little too. It's a little too extra,
Yeah, my wife got me a thing, and it came with the one marinade kit that I've got, and I've never used it, but I see a lot of people doing that.
I mean, if you've got it,
they'll smoke an old fashioned or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. That's what he had.
I've seen some of them just smoke, just their bourbons or other. And you were talking about, sitting by the campfire to really truly enjoy that one. I wonder if that would help that.
I mean, it's just my opinion with it. It don't have to be a campfire. It could be like, wintertime fire or whatever. I just feel like it has a lot of the cinnamon. It has a lot of like actual true cinnamon taste to it.
In other words, you want that ambiance of being by a fire.
Right. So it just not like a fireball cinnamon. I'm talking about like if you were having a one of those things called those ciders, like you have at Christmas time.
Mulled cider.
Yeah. So it opens up a lot like that. And it's really, really good if you have a good fire going, but it's not something you just sit back and just hammer down either. I mean, it's a sipping whiskey. It's a true sipping whiskey in my opinion. Unlike a lot of other ones. I mean, I think the Collaborative is a very sipping type whiskey because you don't, I mean, you could, but it's got a lot of flavor on it. So if you drink too much of it, I think at that point you're getting past the profile and you're just might as well switch to Jack Daniel's Black,
Okay.
No, I didn't say anything bad about Jack Daniel's. I'm just saying.
No. I understand what you're talking about, but you're sitting there hammering it back. You start to get overly buzzed. You're not paying attention to the profile any longer. You're just just drinking.
Billy, say good night. Good night, Billy. Good to see you, man.
Billy.
Hope to have you on back next week. Take it.
Yep. All right. Well, let's call it a night, guys.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
Hey,
No,
works.
that's
And,
talking point. This was
a great show. I enjoyed it. It's good
Yeah.
seeing all you guys again.
We
I
acted
do
like adults
apologize.
the whole time. It's almost weird.
That's hard
Yeah,
to
it was
believe.
weird.
Oh, it
know,
is.
right?
Well, see, I watched this show and I actually started following them on Facebook. They're really good. I'll tell you who they are here in a minute. It's called it's probably the best bourbon real talk community.
Oh yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah, those people are great.
They are.
Like it's like they're positive, like a lot of gratitude going on in there.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear people calling each other names because they might like Blantons or whatever. I'm like, this is where I want to be.
Okay.
So I watched a YouTube video of them and the main I'll call him the main character, but he had his brother committed suicide, and and he was so he ends the show talking about that each time, and I was like, oh my god! And the reason why he tries to be positive is that he found the bourbon community helped him recover by being able to speak to people because his brother was really into bourbon, and it really gave him somebody to talk to. And I was like, man, this guy is awesome. So anyway, yes. So
Cool.
I know I'm giving a shameful plug to those guys.
No, that's a quality shout out.
Hey,
I mean,
repeat it again so everybody hears the name.
Oh, it's the Bourbon Real Talk on YouTube, and then Bourbon Talk Real Talk on community on Facebook. And they are solid, dude. And what I like about it, like I said again, no one's bashing each other. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like, remember that? I forget what it was. Not Bourbon Nation, but it was that other one where they're doing the chugging and all that nonsense.
Bourbon Junkies.
You got to narrow it down.
Was it Bourbon Junkies?
No, I don't have a problem with Bourbon Junkies at all, or Bourbon Nation, but there was another one.
I thought that was the one that did the Russo pour.
No, Russo pours
Bourbon
on
Nation.
all of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
to be honest with you. It's
But there's an Eric Russo, like he's on one of those shows, right?
He's not on a show. He
No,
just
not on the
He's
show.
not. He's just a guy who does that shit and
Bourbon
posts
Nation
about
is
it.
where he's
Oh,
where I see his posts.
Like Bourbon Assault, something like that. I don't know.
No, it's not the Bourbon Assault. They're pretty tame.
I forget what it was called. It was like the Bourbon and Scotch something enthusiast or something like
Oh,
that.
whiskey, bourbon, Scotch.
Oh,
enthusiast.
WBSE.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they kicked me out, and I know Chad. That's the bad thing about it. The person that runs the show, we're like friends. He lives here in Tennessee. I'm like, why'd you kick me out? You know, I still don't know.
You're probably pumping the show without permission.
No, I got permission from him. I think it was because I always talked about the silliness of. I do find definitely high dollar whiskey to get in there and you just start chugging it. I think that's stupid. I really.
Oh, did you get on the Yee guy?
I don't know who it is. He was. All I remember is him and his wife were in Hawaii.
Yes, and he was chugging a bottle of WLW.
Yes, and
Yep.
I was like,
that's the Yee guy. I don't know his name, but
Yeah,
he does this thing called he just does a Yee type scream and does the chugging, and
Yee seems appropriate.
But I was like, and so I was like, this. And of course, I talk about it on the show. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Now, if you want to do that with Jack Daniel's Black, knock yourself out. It seems appropriate. But William LaRue, you don't do that with that. So
yeah, but the thing is, that's the whole reason why he does that.
No, I get his stick on it, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there who will never have the opportunity to have some of these high class, high class bourbon, some top dollar bourbon. And I think shamefully, rubbing it in the face of other people makes you kind of like an elitist class, in my opinion.
Shit.
I mean, you can even take it, one step away from that and just ask, why don't you want to take the time to enjoy something?
That's my thing.
Quality of a product.
No.
Like,
Let the peasants worry about that.
Yeah. Hey, I am the motherfucking pores. Like, I own that 100%.
You can always tell because you go every time you move around, you go blurry. So.
Yeah, because my camera, right, is.
I was just
budget. I got this shit at Walmart. All
right, man, guys, I'm gonna get off. It
works
because there's a hockey game on. So peace
there
out.
You go.
Love all y'all.
Guys,
good seeing y'all.
All right.
Much love.
Love y'all.
See you next week.
Yep.
All right,
Good.
peace out.
See you next week.